All right, welcome back, world, to another episode of the Hollywood Kippax Podcast. I'm your co-host with the co-host Alex Millage. Joined with me, as always, is Will Lopez. Will, how's it going?
Pretty good, sir. Pretty good. Here we are, another episode, and we got a lot to talk about apparently this week, huh?
We do. Well, there hasn't been a lot of football, but a lot of news has transpired. So, Will, how have you been coping with the lack of city football in these last 2 weeks?
I mean, after the last one we just had, I'm fiending, brother. I'm fiending. I'm trying to get by with Inside City clips and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But other than that, you know what I mean. Just looking forward to this next match.
yeah. I mean, that City Newcastle match was fireworks, wasn't it? I mean, just
Yes.
the comeback led by Kevin De Bruyne, goal and assist, which propelled us to get a crucial 3 points away at St. James Park. I've been just getting that content, you know what I'm saying,
Yes,
from
sir.
that, and do some other things along the way. Uh yes, we do have a very stacked agenda for you, but before we get started, I'd like to introduce that we have friend of the show and Spurs legend here, Cameron Miller, just back on the podcast, my twin brother. Uh Cam, how's it going?
She, come on, boy. How we doing? I'm
Oh
doing
no.
good, man. Doing good. You know, unfortunately, the match is on Friday at noon, so I'll be working around that time. So,
It's on my prep period. Starts at
Yeesh.
12.
aren't you lucky? Aren't you a lucky duck?
I get a prep on Wednesday and Fridays, and it's at 12. So you know, it's a good time for any midweek scheduled games or Friday scheduled games. I mean, it really doesn't make sense to have the game scheduled on Friday. And I know a lot of UK based citizens in Manchester were complaining about it, that they were having to go down to uh, London, the capital city, on a Friday, and that there was no train scheduled to get back to Manchester as the game concludes from
Oh
Euston
well.
Station. So that caused a quite a stir from the city fan base in Manchester. So, but we're in the Pacific Coast, so we're just watching it from a distance. But I know that was a little bit of some controversy. But wherever you are, I'm sure you won't be working at that time. You know what I'm saying? So, this is a big FA Cup fourth round match against two heavyweights. Two Premier League teams.
Yes.
And I will say, Cameron, that you did outclass us on the last time that you were here.
So
Great
hard.
performance. We weren't ready for that. That's never
Yeah.
happened on this podcast. But you did outclass us. But today, um, it's gonna get you back for
Yeah,
for
we look to outcool you this time.
yeah, we're gonna try to, if we can.
Well, try to score a goal first, Tottenham away, and then you can start building up
All
the
right.
coolness factor. You know what I mean? Try to
Oh,
lay a
Uh,
glove on us, you know.
right? Oh
We're
all
man.
like
right.
we're like we're like we're like Dikembe Mutombo, just going like no 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 no
Get
no.
I
that
know.
weak stuff out of you.
Yeah, I was doing some research, and I'll say this preliminarily, very confident. I'm very
Oh yeah.
confident. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yes, we got a stacked episode for you. We're gonna get to some Man City news, and we'll get to the preview of the FA Cup fourth round here in a minute. But yes, quite a bit of City news since it's passed. City have had some time off. They've been in Saudi Arabia. There have been some award ceremonies where players got snubbed. There's been a lot of bullshit Ronaldo talk, or Ronaldo with his bad takes on things, and then what's it? People shifting organizations. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just get right into it. So, uh, yes, the city's been in Saudi Arabia, and there was the FIFA Best World 11
Yes.
awards. Were you keeping abreast of that?
Yeah. We had like about four or five of our guys make it, right?
Yes. But Haaland was snubbed as FIFA Men's Best Player in the world. That went to Messi. Uh,
Makes no sense.
just another award ceremony where city players get snubbed. And I really don't care for like personal accolade ceremonies like this, but you really start to see how legacy organizations and media organizations just resent City players being in the best of conversations. You know what I mean? Like all
Yeah.
these things, you know what I'm saying? And my thought is like, I mean, obviously they're gonna give it to Messi because they need to sell, whatever video game, you know what I'm saying? So they're gonna give it to him
Yeah.
and not necessarily Haaland. And I can't help but like all these like the powers that be really do resent City players being in these best of conversations. And Messi once again won a World Cup, but Haaland had the best individual season of all time and didn't win the Ballon d'Or. And then now all of a sudden you're starting to hear just the irritating Jude Bellingham choir starting to come out now of just how great Jude Bellingham is,
Yeah.
and it's just absolutely irritating.
I mean, but Jude Bellingham is him though. Like to be 20 years old and you're balling out at Madrid, like at a club with that magnitude, that's impressive nonetheless.
I mean, to find balling out, I mean, he's only won what? One Supercopa?
He's only been there for like 6 months, dude.
Yeah. And
No.
also the fact that uh they're second place right now in La Liga, and like
Yeah.
people are like cheesing the fact that he had the greatest bicycle kick to never score a goal, never land. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, like it's super irritating. All these brain broken takes about Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham already has as much good faith than Haaland does because Jude Bellingham plays for Real Madrid and Erling Haaland plays for City, and all media organizations resent City just in general. So Jude Bellingham already is like getting the PR spin for him for the next Ballon d'Or conversation. So it's just grisling.
It's there's a difference between, yes, Haaland, five title winner in one season, and the other guy is just a badass fucking transfer. What else can you tell me about that? About
Yeah,
Jude Bellingham? Yeah, it was a great transfer. That's about it, brother. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah,
you gotta convince me some other way, brother. You know what I mean? Especially with all this talk. I put it along with the Messi conversation. How? Okay, yeah, a World Cup. That's cool, dude. You know what I mean? But what else? What else was fucking made? What else happened? What else stood out? You know what I mean? And Jude
yeah,
Bellingham, I can't shit on that guy. He's a good ass player, but that's about it right now. That's it. You know what I mean? So that
yeah,
conversation irritates me too.
yeah. And I guess we do have to wait for it to transpire a little bit more for that conversation to take full fruition. But
Yeah.
I'm just still just the amount of spin is happening right now for Bellingham is irritating to say the least.
Yeah.
All these middle schoolers posting Bellingham edits, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
grading. Anyhow, so so just some news. Erling Haaland and John Stones are back in training. How
Nice.
ex
Nice.
um quite not quite, I would say not, how should I say, not ruled out yet or of the squad. So we're looking like we're getting back to a full clean bill of health. How does that make you feel, Will?
Pretty good, man. It's just that now we gotta be a little bit careful with John Stone's time. You know what I mean? Let him close a couple of games on before we fully throw him out there, and then he fucking falls to the ground for another 2 months. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we can't afford that right now. We need to ease him in. We need to ease him into the game because we got a lot in the back. So I mean, there's a lot of options we can do.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's those muscular skeletal injuries, you know what I mean, that you have to really monitor his playing time and his minutes getting back into it.
Yeah,
And, like it is kind of just the over the years how much playing time he's actually played versus time he's been out, and it's just we have not had him in the lineup as long as we've wanted him to.
yeah,
But yeah, we just got to break that cycle of him getting
yeah,
injured every month and a half, 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So so City almost had a clean bill of health. We'll see who is going to be in the squad for this coming FA Cup fourth round match. In other terms, City want to give a contract extension to Kevin De Bruyne until summer of 2026. How do you feel about that, Will?
Better sign that. You better sign that because this is your team, Kevin De Bruyne. You are LeBron James. You know what I mean? Why would you
Yeah.
leave? Where would you go anywhere? Nobody believed in him the way we believed in him and gave him all this beautiful success that he gave to us and we gave to him. So just retire there, brother. Do the right thing.
Yeah. It had also been noted that the Saudi Arabian team Al Ahly has approached him with a lucrative contract,
Yeah.
but seeing that how many players are starting to leave Saudi Arabia and express how unhappy they are in Saudi Arabia, I think that's also a good what do you say, a good indicator that he could stay. You know what I'm saying? That he's not going to be enticed by that money. Looking at the reports from Saudi Arabia, and I mean the post that I saw this from was that Kevin De Bruyne's kids consider Manchester to be home. So that's just tips it even further that way that he will be extending. But he's definitely a player that we need to sign back. And to use an analogous situation, Cubs and Cody Bellinger, right? Cubs need to sign back Cody Bellinger, give him what he wants, give him what he needs, right? This is the same exact situation. We need to give Kevin what he wants, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the Newcastle game already proves it that we need Kevin De Bruyne, and he is going to be a game changer. And he's what, like 33? You know what I'm saying? Like he's definitely kind of getting up there in age, but I think with the way he's come back and the way I think he's going to come back, the way he looks, that he's going to have a quality next 2 years, and this will be definitely a good contract to ink, make him a franchise player in American terms, right? Kevin De
Yeah.
Bruyne, yeah.
And with the
So
returns of all these players coming from the Saudi league, I mean, it's kind of showing you we had one successful runaway already with Jordan Henderson joining Ajax. That fool got
yeah,
out of there fucking quick.
and
He was
apparently
he was the biggest hypocrite out of all of them. You
Yeah.
know, he was like, "Oh, I want to elevate Saudi Arabian football." So, but the thing is, now he's like, "I want to elevate Dutch football." You know what I mean? Like he's trying to elevate a different country.
Get in where you fit in, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, we took anything. He just
yeah.
wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and apparently I heard that he wasn't even paid for his time there in Saudi Arabia, from what I've heard.
Wow.
So there's some scandalous stuff going on over there as well. But yeah. So one of the other big points in the news cycle, this was yesterday, was that the former chief of football operations for Man City, Omar Barada, is now the CEO for Man United, and it was confirmed by the organization that he is now going to Man United. Um, Kind of controversial, you know what I mean? And quite a prominent Man City player and the organization going to our rival Man United, but
Mhm.
in my opinion, I don't think it's that big a news. But Will, what do you think?
Mike, I have more of a question. What does that mean for United?
Yeah,
Like, what does that mean? Like, what's gonna happen now?
Well, I
yeah,
think there's gonna what you're seeing now, I think, is a restructuring of the club because Jim
Hmm.
Ratcliffe and Ineos bought 25% of the club. And so it seems that he'll be tasked with the sporting operations. So I think just, I think if you're rebuilding, you try to get the what you consider the best possible front office staff to lead that operation. And Barada will most likely be that glue between the Glazers and Jim Ratcliffe. I
Hmm.
mean, in a way that could bridge, because and again, the Glazers and Jim Ratcliffe are like they're people that like to get their way.
Yes.
And I can see a conflict brewing between both parties, but Barada was the guy who was doing all the sponsorships and stuff like that for Man City. So maybe the Glazers and Radcliffe brought him on as a way to like increase commercial opportunities, but
Hmm.
United's the biggest brand in the world when it comes
Yeah.
to soccer. And so I don't
yeah,
know how you can improve on that. So maybe he makes decisions because I think if you look at the championship photos of City and stuff like that, like he's not really pictured You know, you have like Bagirstein, Soriano, Guardiola, all the Catalans together being like, "Oh, look at us, you know, we're Catalans."
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you don't really see much of them. So, you know, and you have to ask yourself, like, why would City just let him walk? You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's just there's a lot of questions that'll be answered in due course.
Yeesh. And you know what that means, Alex? City curse downloading.
Yeah, they're downloading that Trojan virus from LimeWire. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, dude. Yeah.
They're they're trying to get a you know a copy paste version of Man City from LimeWire,
Yep.
and it's uploading the virus. But you know, just another instance of where a City acolyte goes to another club trying to copy and paste the Man City style, and we'll see if it works. But typically, it doesn't because the secondary recipe is not better than the original, right?
Exactly,
And
bro.
as long as Pep Guardiola's at Man City, no one's going to be doing Pep Guardiola better than Pep Guardiola, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but as you see, like other teams that have tried to do it, Arsenal is, you know, Mikel Arteta, you know, playing a form of Guardiola style ball. Um, now United are, you know, taking Barada, but also you just look at other organizations too, like taking like you know hawking our youth talent, right? Like Tottenham definitely
Mm-hmm.
takes a lot of city youth players. United, yeah, no, you're wagging your finger, Karen. It is true. You guys hawk our youth talent. You guys,
What's an
you guys
example? What's
hate
an
us because you
example?
ain't
Give me
us.
an example.
Now the top of my head, but I remember having a
Extraordinary
conversation.
accusations require extraordinary proof.
We were having this
Give it to me
conversation in the
now. Give it
fall.
to me now.
I won't. I refuse to.
We wanted to get Jaden Sancho, but you're like, no, we're not going to give him to you. Yeah, no, that's like the only time when, at least off the top of my head, like I'm not taking notes for this, but like,
Yeah,
again, extraordinary accusations require extraordinary proof, brother.
bro, we were having this conversation last fall. I'm not going to explain myself, but it
Uh-huh.
happens. It happens. All right. Um, yeah.
Not more than
So
Chelsea.
yeah,
I
for
mean,
real.
look at how much youth talent City poached in the early 2010s. Like your whole youth academy was basically exports.
Mhm.
Like
Okay.
until
Yeah.
until 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 you started to integrate all the like your local academy, your local talent started coming
Phil
through.
Foden and all them.
Cole
Yeah.
Yeah.
Palmer, like
Yeah.
Jaden Sancho, but in the beginning it was like Denis Suarez, John Guidetti, Brahim Diaz, like all of
Kylian
these
Nacho.
Il
Ian
Nacho.
Nacho, Ian
Yeah.
Nacho, like where did he come from? You know,
Yeah.
it's just like, you know, I'm biting back. I'm biting back. Top
Oh, he's biting back.
All right. Well, it's for real, dude. We're having this
Can't say I'm
conversation.
not
I know
ready.
that no joke. Yeah. So, in terms of what's it? City management, there is someone being bred to replace Ferran Soriano. Raul de Vries is being slated to replace Soriano. I forget Ferran Soriano's position, but he is in the inner circle, I would say, of
Interesting.
Man City. Bagheera Stein, uh, Cal, and Ferran Soriano. Uh, but yeah. So that being said,
Soriano is the CEO of the City Football Group.
Yes.
yeah, there you go. So just looking in a retrospective of last season, well, Pep Guardiola up until now. So just some stats about Pep Guardiola, some stats about Pep Guardiola's tenure at City. Pep has played 445 games. He has 328 wins, 16 trophies, 53 draws, 64 losses. Well, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, those are impressive numbers for the time that he's been here. You know what I mean? And him being the caliber of coach that he is, you know what I mean? Ever since he came, he delivered. I mean, maybe not every season, but the majority of the time that he's been here, we've been winning silverware. You know what I mean? We've been winning a couple of beautiful titles. So that's pretty awesome, bro.
I mean, yeah, he's been here for 8 years, and he's significantly outlasted a lot of the stints that he had in previous clubs. Like Barcelona, he was there for 4, Barcelona for 3, and
Hmm.
then he's been at City for as long as he has been for 8 years, and he's going to be here till 2025, and there's a possibility he might, consider, notwithstanding the 115 charges and what happens with that eventually, but
Yeah.
we can have him for even longer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I personally like he's a young dude too. I mean, he's only like 53, and I mean, he could go on a Sir Alex Ferguson run, you know what I mean? If he really
Yeah.
wants to and stay with City. And um, I think just the long-term goals for the club. I mean, I think everyone's agenda too is to eventually eclipse, United in terms of their titles. They have 13 Premier League titles. We
Hmm.
have what now, 7, 8 titles now in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So we had to, win at least 5 or 6 more to eventually get there. And we're closing in on beating another United goal this season. That if we win the Premier League this season, it'll be 4-peat, compared to United's 3-peat from I forget when 2006 to 08 or 09. I forget.
Yeah.
Um, when they did the 3-peat. But yeah, so also Rodri, this is the Rodri in 2023 stat. 64 games, 4 losses, and 6 trophies. That's between both international and playing for City. 64
Man.
games, only 4 losses. That's crazy. Once
Hell yeah,
again,
it is.
night and day, night and day really with him in the lineup, and he is a proven winner for sure. But kind of circle back to what I just mentioned here, that over this last 2 weeks, there have been more, how to say, talk from the ether on social media about City's 115 charges and when it'll see a court time or a court date. Well, were you paying attention to this?
I mean, just the highlights and whatever posts that I see on Instagram, but you're more knowledgeable about it than me.
Well, I mean, it's nothing new really. It's just that just more talk is, so it seems like this topic always kind of ebbs and flows really. Like it's just like, it just comes back. There's like one news story and it just starts the whole thing. And now again, if it's like what's going to happen to the city if they're proven guilty on the 115 charges and whatnot. But
Hmm.
what I'm starting to think is that how much evidence does the Premier League have when it comes to financial fair play? Because like you're looking at different situations, right? Like you look at Everton and Nottingham Forest, who were recently served another 10-point deduction.
Yeah.
Um, but they were guilty on like 1 or 2 charges, and Everton agreed. Everton admitted to wrongdoing, but City have 115 charges, and that requires more evidence that you need to adjudicate to prove a guilty party wrong, right?
Yeah.
And I'm starting to wonder how much evidence do they have against City, and how will City defend themselves? But like, I'm starting to think that like the Premier League might not have that much evidence. You know what I mean? And like, I'm very positive that we'll come out of this not relegated. I don't think we're going to get relegated.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see. I think maybe some fines. You know what I mean? I think that's what I think could happen. But I think I'm positive. I'll accept the worst and then be surprised that when nothing happens because of this. And there was much ado about nothing, and the Premier League didn't have really any substantial evidence against it. So
Hmm.
I'm staying positive. Cameron, what do you think?
I mean, the Premier League have effectively accused City of lying on their books. It's very different to what Nottingham Forest and Everton have committed. So when you lie, like if you accuse someone of lying, you have to have extraordinary evidence. And what they're like, basically, right now, all of the leaked emails are essentially what the Premier League have to go off of. And this could have been, I think this could have been settled a long time ago. Um, Essentially, if City have mountains and mountains of mountains of irrefutable evidence, just hand it over. Just hand it over. Like why is the can being kicked further and further down the road? Like, I guess that's the
Yeah.
question. I mean, it's up to the Premier League to come up with the evidence because I think is the Premier League is not going to be the That's not going to be the judge. Like, the Premier League's compiling the evidence and it's going to go to an independent arbiter. And so it's just like, you know, yeah, I mean, if you look at kind of what happened at the start of the takeover, City did seem to have accelerated income um at that time, but it's up to the Premier League to prove that there was wrongdoing. But it's just like, because then it's like you have COVID-19 and City were like the only team to have made money during the pandemic, which is kind of odd. But
Yeah.
but because every team lost money, but you know, trying to prove someone that they're lying is very tough because it's not like you're looking through the books and like, well, no, like you actually had a bigger loss here and here. You went over the threshold, so therefore, like, we're gonna take an independent commission and we'll give you a 10-point deduction. So, because the thing is, right, even if City are found guilty of 10 of those charges, that's severe. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be all 115. So it's because if one charge means a 10-point deduction, imagine if it's City are caught with like 10. Like,
Yeah.
that's 30 or
The
40
season.
point. That's
Yeah.
that's the season right there. So
Yeah.
there is a date for the trial, but we can't say anything about it. But I think if the Premier League was more transparent about the case, I think there wouldn't be like, oh, what about City? Like, why are we there's just a lack of transparency. Maybe there's non-disclosure agreements written up that no one can explain the case. But I think a lot of this shit can be sorted out now. City just hand over all the documents. I mean, again, City have to compile 115 arguments. So, but if it's just like if you have these mountains of irrefutable evidence, just hand it over. Just do it. Like, clear your name. Make it quick. Make it
Slide a fat
snappy.
check under all of it.
Cameron, you know what the argument's going to be. The money was just resting in their account.
Yeah.
The money was just resting in my account.
Yeah, and the money was in the banana stand the whole time. You know what I
There
mean?
you
Like,
go.
There's always money in the banana stand, Pep.
so, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, that's all about much time I want to spend on that topic. But to circle back though, I think everyone here we're Girona fans now.
Oh yeah.
Considering what's happening in the La Liga. Um, the what's it? Real Madrid lost to Atleti in the Copa del Rey, right? That was
That's
4-2.
what
Yeah, got their
overtime.
ass. And then there was the game that happened yesterday, which was Real Madrid versus Almeida,
Maria.
Almeria,
Yes.
and
That was a
there
rig.
was yeah, and it was a Vinicius handball that counted, right?
Yes.
Yeah, where he used his shoulder and hit it in. Yeah, I mean that was scandalous. But it is true that Girona is top of the league right now, and they beat I forget which team 5-1. What was it, Will? They beat
Yesterday that was oh man. I don't think I want to say Getafe, but I could be wrong. But I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I did watch the last couple of minutes, but yeah, they beat that ass
They
5-1.
beat Sevilla 5-1.
Oh, Sevilla? Oh shit.
Well,
Okay.
Sevilla are bad. They're
Yeah.
like
dog wash.
they're just above the
Dog water.
relegation zone. But the thing is, though, Girona being in the top four poses problems for the City Football Group.
Yeah.
because you can't have two teams owned by the same group in the Champions League.
I was watching a video and
I heard about that.
it's more complicated than that.
Well, it's
It
RB. Well, you can look at RB Leipzig and Red Bull Salzburg to get around that, but there's no
it's complicated. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a conflict of interest.
I mean, because we UEFA is laxing the regulations. I get it, I get it, I get it. But the thing is, it
Yeah.
poses problems. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a Girona sandbag at the end of the season to get to skirt rules.
Interesting. So you're saying that Girona's going to throw their season so City can play in the Champions League next season?
Yeah.
Real homies.
Well. The thing is, so technically, if both teams make the Champions League, then the team that's lowest gets
Oh
boomed,
wow.
gets boomsticked out of the Champions League. It's boomsticked. So like, so the thing is, that's the whole. That was the whole. Like in the early 2000s, UEFA put a ban on multi-club ownership. Well, you can't own two teams that compete in the same European competition.
Yeah.
So like Chelsea for a long time, I think I don't think they have oh, the agreement anymore. But Roman Abramovich also owned Vitesse Arnhem. But the thing is, that team was never going to be even close to making the Champions League in the Netherlands. But it's just like, but UEFA's supposedly going to relax those regulations, but I don't know those rules. But from the outside, looking at the old rules, it poses a problem for the City Football Group.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I was listening to a video that was proving something else that doesn't necessarily pose a conflict of interest, but I'm forgetting the nuance of that right now. But I remember reading something about that and how City could potentially not play in the Champions League because of it. But it's a little bit more complicated than that, and we'll see how that plays out here in
Fuck it, send them to the Europa and just kick ass there, and we'll be
the
back
kick.
next season.
Yeah. But it just still doesn't deter me. I want to get my Corona kit and wear it to school so I can break the brains of my kids who are mostly Madristas or Barcelona fans and
Yeah.
just watch their brains explode when I wear a Corona kit to school.
Yeah, I got a Madrista walking around my house, so I feel that same way.
Yeah,
My son. God
just
damn it.
own them. But yeah. So Will, is there anything else you saw in the news that you felt juicy?
Uh, Congratulations to Cameron's new transfer for a forward. They acquired Mr. Timo Werner, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the big
Yeah.
man Timo.
How
You
do you feel
know,
about that?
it's there's literally no downside.
Yeah,
It's a
I
loan
agree.
with an option to buy. You know, if he does
Mm-hmm.
well, the buy option's 15 million pounds. If he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't do well,
Bye
see
bye.
ya. Welcome. We'll go back to Leipzig. But he's a forward that's going to cause chaos. Like he's not going to
Yeah.
score you a whole lot of goals, but he's that someone who's direct, can get in behind defenses, and you know if Ange makes him a 20% better player than he was at Chelsea, then he's done his job.
Yeah.
And just wait till Sun comes back from the Asia Cup. You have Sun down the middle, Timo Werner down on the left, and Brennan Johnson on the right. That is a quick forward line.
Yeah.
Like teams are going to have to start focusing on that. But you know, it's a sensible signing. Like considering that Suns the Asian Cup, you need to have someone there who can at least replicate a fraction of that workload and the fraction of that output. And Werner wants to play for Germany in the Euros this summer, and we need a left winger, so it's a no risk, high reward. Like if he does well, he improves the starting 11, but if he doesn't do that well, he improves our bench. And so
Yeah.
that's how I view it.
He did have a nice little assist last game, so that's not that bad. You know what I mean?
A nice little easy pass to Bentancur.
You feel me?
And
So, we'll see what happens for that. But yeah, that's a pretty cool signing. I'll agree.
One item that I forgot to mention was that Josko Gvardiol turns 22. His birthday
Yeah.
was today. So happy
Damn,
birthday,
that was
Josko
young as
Gvardiol.
hell.
Yeah,
22,
yeah. We'll see how he progresses through at City, but already starting at left back and I'm sure it's going to improve despite some of my complaints about him this season. But we will see how that goes. But happiest of birthdays to Josco. Now we're gonna get into the gritty of this episode. The
Dun, dun,
reason why we're
dun.
here. Um, the FA Cup fourth round this Friday, Tottenham away. Uh, this is a particular bugaboo for City fans, considering the fact that we have not scored a single goal at Tottenham away since they moved into their new stadium,
Yeah,
and it would set the the universe would set this matchup in this way for City, and but so Will, how you feeling about this match?
brother, I got some great news this morning about Haaland being in the first team training.
Yeah,
And then about what is it, a week ago, we just got our our god level fucking midfielder back. So dog is and then Son gone, the guy that's always fucking scoring us, he's not gonna be there. Oh my god, brother, this is gonna be a good one. It's about time we start scoring in that little house. You know what I mean? So we got to get in there. We're gonna get in there. That's
yeah.
how I feel.
All right, Cameron.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm I'm sorry what I just said.
All right,
All right,
you can
all right.
try to outcool us now, brother. You got the
I
floor.
mean, you got that Gen Z looking dude, Kevin De Bruyne, with his Macaulay Culkin screech from like '90s haircut. Like, see, us millennials, we're getting phased out.
Yeah.
Like, but Haaland and De Bruyne were in the lineup last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was about it was about as dry as Ben Shapiro trying to make his wife come. You know what
Jesus
I
Christ.
mean?
Damn.
I
Ben Shapiro.
The guy Ben Shabibo reference on this now. But
Holy
trigger
shit.
warning for the incels.
Yeah.
all right. But all right. But
Hold
you know
on,
what,
I gotta
Cam?
finish. I
Yeah,
gotta finish it.
whatever. Go ahead.
Let the man
I'm,
finish.
you're all. I mean, like again, like Holland's coming back this week. We have Dawson's Creek, Kevin De Bruyne, in his Dawson's Creek era, but this week, and like halfway during last week, and now this week, Tottenham have been reintroducing James Maddison into the
Oh,
team.
that's
So
right.
that is the X factor
Damn, forgot
for
about that guy.
I did see that his return date is the end of this month, though.
yeah,
Oh, got
and
him.
Madison will probably be available for selection on Friday because essentially it's the
Okay.
end of the month. The 27th is close to the 30th, 31st.
It's not
So,
the 31st, though.
Checkmate. Bam.
well, Holland
Check.
Holland was supposed to be back in February. So our City rushing him back, like because it's against Tottenham. He's
But
going
it,
to rush back to his
but
Tottenham.
James Madison is not Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
he's literally the second. He was had created the second most chances after De Bruyne in the last 5 years. So tit for
Okay.
tat. But we're finally getting all of our players back. We finally have Van de Ven and Romero back at center back. You know, the great Holland couldn't score against the peak partnership of Royale and Davies, and fullbacks, mind you, fullbacks. So I mean, it's a matchup that both teams probably didn't want this early.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And if you knock out City right now, then there's potentially a clean run to the final. But it's gonna be tough. But I think the absence of Sun, there is no reliable goal. Like no, you couldn't count on any goal scored in the team. But I mean, Richarlison has 6 goals in 6 games, and so he's got his mojo back. So with Madison coming back, first choice defense back,
You know,
it's starting to we're starting to get all of our boys back, and
you know,
we're
you know,
we're still amongst it.
I've been saying this, since the beginning of the season, since we've had you on this podcast. You know, I'm a big fan of what's happening at Tottenham, right? Big Ange ball, revolution on the side. You guys were first place. You guys won the league in September, right? You guys were doing well, and you guys are hanging in there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of interesting things happening at Tottenham. I do want you guys to win some kind of trophy here eventually. And I was thinking maybe, hey, maybe Carabao Cup, maybe FA Cup this year. Maybe
Yeah.
that's for you guys. But you
Yeah.
know what? Fuck that. We're gonna we're
Oh
gonna
God, what
dog
a
walk
setup.
you. Look at
Oh
who you're
wow.
missing. Look at who you're missing. You're still missing people, Cameron. Ben Davies, Lo
Ooh,
Celso,
ooh,
Madison. How long is Madison going to play? Is he going to start? He might get subbed on in the second half. Who knows?
yeah.
Kulusevski's out with an illness.
Ooh,
Ryan Sessegnon is injured. Pabasar is at the African Cup of Nations. Hungmin Son,
Jesus.
Asian Cup. Bissouma, African Cup of Nations. You still got players out, brother.
Yeah.
You
I
got a
We're
lot
gonna
of
like
have
I
players
to.
like I
out.
like how you, I like how you mentioned Ryan Sessegnon. Like, do you even know who he is? Do you,
I
like,
know who Sessegnon is.
yeah.
I tried to do a Tottenham a save in FA
He
in
literally
in
hasn't
a football
played. He
manager.
literally hasn't even played for like a year. Like
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
And then Kulisevsky illness. He doesn't have malaria, dude. He's probably back. Like, and
It's probably hungover.
Giovanni Lo Celso, hamstring. A lot of Spurs players have hamstring injuries, but again, only Kulisevsky makes that starting 11, right? So I mean, we missed our entire back line, and you couldn't beat us at the Etihad. So what am I?
Mm-mm.
Oh, minus Poro
We
and Udogi, but two fullbacks. We're playing center back. So
Najee.
we
Najee.
missed.
So, okay,
We
so really, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
no. Well, we have a near clean bill of health. The only play that might be questionable is a Kanji.
Okay.
Kanji though is a maybe for that day. So we're on the verge of a clean bill of health right now. We're going to feel the best 11, and we're going to dog walk you in this game. And I feel it. I feel it.
So do
We're
I, buddy.
you guys, we're dog walking you, dude.
You
It's
have
over,
to
dog.
you have to break this down into goals, right? Step one, you actually
Okay.
have to score a goal.
Okay.
Like, just
And you
focus
feel
on
like we're
that.
not. And you feel like we're not
Focus
gonna
on that.
score.
Focus on that.
Do you feel like we're not gonna score?
I mean, since 2019, you haven't.
Come on,
So
man.
I'm
That's
gonna
not the
say
question.
no. You ain't scoring. You ain't scoring.
Wow.
No, dude.
Because
No,
last year
dude.
could have been like,
Uh-uh.
wow, but nothing
This
happened.
is gonna be
Nothing
different,
happened.
dude. This is gonna be different. The mentality of this game is different because this is the FA Cup, and
Yes.
we haven't scored a goal in as long as you've had a new stadium, right? This is the
Yeah.
FA Cup, right? We haven't played a lot of football in these last 2 weeks. We got pretty much a clean bill of health. We're playing a best 11 on that game. We're breaking that damn curse because we need to break
Mm-hmm.
that curse when we play you guys away again this spring. So
Yep.
you know that we're going to freaking put every resource and every weapon of the Man City Arsenal into this game to blow you guys off the map. We're
Yes.
talking scorched earth, brother. Scorched
That
earth.
was a scorched earth.
We're gonna wipe you off the face of the earth. Tottenham High Court Road is gonna be it's just gonna be a patch of dark, salted earth at the end of this. There'll be used to be a stadium there. It will,
Used to be.
yeah. That stadium is gonna be just nuked. You
Oh
know what
my
I'm
God.
saying? We're
Eh,
coming for you on Friday, full force,
So
Hey,
no
all
FA Cup
out.
man. So no FA Cup man. So you made
oh,
that Marvel character for nothing.
he might be
Well,
there. You never know.
you
You
never
never
know.
know, dude.
You never
He
know.
appears out of nowhere just like Batman, dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, shout out FA Cup man. He might he might be there. You know what I
He
mean?
might be there.
But like this is a different game. You know what I mean? This is FA Cup fourth round against Tottenham away. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that when we play you guys again, it's always points in the Premier League are always gonna be important this after the season. But we got to break that damn curse first, and we can get into the nitty gritty now. So, uh,
Okay.
Will, how do you think we're gonna line up against Tottenham?
Ooh. Oh yeah. This is gonna be nice. Okay. Of course. Mm, man, I don't want to say they're gonna start Haaland. What do you think? That's the only part I need help with. Do you think
I
they'll
think
start Haaland?
they're going to start Haaland.
Okay. All right. So we'll go with Halan, Jeremy Doku, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden. Right behind that, Rodri, and then we'll go with Kyle Walker. You said Akanji's a maybe.
Yeah.
Man, and John Stones already? Like,
Yeah. Maybe.
All right. John Stones, question mark. Ruben Diaz. And fuck it, let's see if it happens. FA Cup, man.
FA Cup man, Sergio Gomez. Let's go.
Let's see. You never know, man.
Let's see. You know what? We were on Shades of Blue the other night, and we kind of already called it that Sergio Gomez. It was going to be a 2-1 game, and Sergio Gomez was going to score the go-ahead goal.
Oh yeah.
And if they did, it would be so crazy.
Damn, dude. Imagine that bet. Fuck. That'll make
Yeah.
you so much money, but
Yeah.
that's insane. Yeah, I would go with that lineup, dude.
Okay. Okay. Uh, so Cam, do you think Tottenham's going to play a similar starting 11 that you guys did against United the other day? Same exact
Yeah.
lineup?
Well, not the same exact lineup. I mean, you'd probably throw James Madison in there. I mean, and you know, if a player's fit or past fit, he's gonna get thrown to the starting 11 because you look at United, it was Van de Ven's first game back. Romero rushed himself early because he felt like the team needed him, and so Ange is not hesitant to if he thinks he's good enough, like fit enough, he'll play. I mean, the back five picks itself. I mean, Vicario, Pedro Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, and Udogi. Um, I think if you're looking at the midfield, you'd probably say Rodrigo Bentancur, Højbjerg, and Madison. Um, or you can take Højbjerg out and put Kulusevski as one of the two eights in midfield. You put Brennan Johnson, Richarlison, and Timo Werner out there, and that's what I think the starting 11 will be because it's FA Cup weekends. It's not like you're looking after players for another match coming up real quick.
Mm.
Interesting. So I'm looking at your guys' United lineup. So you're saying switch Brennan Johnson for Oliver Skip. You're muted, brother.
I put Johnson in the starting 11.
Yeah, but you're switch the I'm just looking at the changes from the United game.
I'm taking Madison for Skip.
Madison for Skip. Okay. Um, all right. All right. All right. That's not a bad lineup. That's pretty solid. You know what I mean? But no.
Just the fact that
Why we
Son's not there. That's why I feel so confident.
I mean there's a
Because your dog walker is at the Asia Cup right now.
Yes, yes.
yeah.
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
he's
lie. Hey, man, we called the last game. I told you that if there's anybody that's gonna beat our ass and has a good record against us, it's that guy. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And apparently Kulusevski now too, because he scored
Yeah.
in both matches too. So, but like you said, he's up in the air. That's enough for sure. So that's why I'm kind of like, all right, you know what? That boy Halan is salivating out of the mouth right now for a fucking goal. And now
Yeah.
that the machine that feeds him is there though, oh, he's excited to
Yeah.
get back out there, brother.
Holland's an
That's the fuck.
attack dog right now. That dude is goal horny. He has blue
Yes.
balls for a goal right now, and he's
Yep.
gonna,
And with
do
Kevin
the
in there, he's like, oh, I finally get to
Quiz
bust.
question. Quiz question. Did Holland score against us with two fullbacks and center back? The
No,
question was no.
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 So now the first
That
choice center back pairing
that was
is in.
the literally the weirdest game in Premier League history was that
Yes.
game,
It
and
ain't weird. It ain't
it was
weird.
weird. It was weird, and the
It
fact was
ain't
that
weird.
we're in a
It ain't
we
weird, dog. Like Calm down.
Brother,
Calm down.
brother, we were in a different headspace in the fall
Yes.
when we played you guys, for sure.
Different headspace.
Different
Winning
headspace.
games. Different headspace.
No, we're winning games, but that game for sure was different headspace. There was different circumstances around that match. Kevin De Bruyne was nowhere to be found.
Oh my days, brother. We had like 11 players out. Gee, like you
Yeah,
still couldn't do it.
yeah, weird game. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, and that was probably one of the worst defensive displays I've seen from City. I will say that was definitely a
Yes.
bad day for the back line.
Yes.
But this game, though, we have all the pieces come together. We might have a full clean bill of health going into this game, and I know for a fact we got to break this curse. Kevin De Bruyne is back. Haaland is back, and he wants to score goals. He's been watching other people score goals, and he wants to get one for himself. This is a hungry Man City team, and
And
we're rolling, brother. We're rolling.
This whole conversation
We got
is
we
gonna
got a
this
cold
whole
we got a coalition of the willing, brother. We're rolling thunder right
this whole
now. Bombs
this
over
whole your
Baghdad.
whole explanation could have been an email, dude. Like just you wait, just you wait, just you wait on Friday. That's you could have just said that.
I'll say
Yeah.
this about this match is that usually it's the people doing the homework on us. But I think in this one, it's Pep doing the homework once again against Tottenham. And like I said, all the dogs are hungry. And 5 times that's too many times already, dude. That's way
Yeah.
too many times. So this is the day. And it's like, oh man. Can we get to the predictions already, brother? Please.
I know it. You know what? Yeah, I'm scared for you, brother. I'm scared
Yes,
for
I'm
you.
scared for him too.
Yeah, I'm like, you're gonna get just grenade launch, just boop, 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 boop. You know what I mean?
So grenaded.
So
Grenaded.
grenade. Where?
Well, yeah, let's get into these predictions, man.
All right. So, what are you thinking? Will,
Okay.
this is time for Bill's bets.
Okay, here we go, fellas. You guys ready to take out that fucking money out of the bank or fucking triple it? This is what I'm saying. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. 2 goals from Haaland. Guaranteed 2 goals from Haaland and 1 goal from Phil Foden. I'm calling 3-1.
I'm calling 3-1.
You know when
Yeah.
that happens, you know what happens, dog.
I was gonna say 5-1, but I was like, you know what?
Oh shit.
I'll take the more conservative 3-1.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that will be that'll be shocking enough. But
Yeah.
3-1.
How many times do rival fans say, "Oh, Tottenham are gonna get shellacked"? Oh, Gunnar said the same thing. You all said the same shit late last year. Everyone's going, Tottenham are gonna get battered, you know, but Tottenham don't get battered.
Mm,
I'm
This is
gonna
yeah.
different, brother.
say
This is different, brother.
I'm gonna say 2-0 Tottenham.
Ooh.
The scoreless streak continues.
We've seen that before.
2 goals.
Yeah.
2 goals.
Yeah.
2 goals. One
Damn.
one from Richarlison. And I'm gonna say a James Madison banger from outside the box. Because Ederson is an overrated shot stopper.
Here we go. Come on,
There you
man.
go. All right.
Overrated.
How's this for prediction, dude?
He is the
How's this
Premier
for
League
prediction,
Victor
Cameron?
Valdez.
Kevin De
Fuck
Bruyne.
no. What the fuck? You tripping, bro?
Yeah,
You
he's the Premier
tripping.
League's Victor Valdez, dude.
Well, you
Like,
see how important it was when we lost him last game.
yeah, because Stefano Ortega
Is a shorty.
is not that good.
He's a little guy. He's a little guy, and
His
Ederson's a
distribution is
big dick.
poor. His
I'll maintain
distribution
that
is poor.
that he was totally caught off guard by the Ederson injury. It wasn't his best game, but he is a reliable backup. I'll always maintain
And Daddy
that.
saved the day.
Ederson,
Yeah.
here's the thing,
yeah,
right? Here's the thing, right? Ederson is in the lineup because he does the other things better than his actual job, what he's supposed to do. Like he's really good at distribution. He's good with the ball at his feet. It's like Gabriel Jesus. Like he's good at link up play but can't score goals. It's like Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's good at creating but he can't defend. So
Yeah.
Ederson is known for all the qualities that he has, minus the job he's supposed to actually do. Because if he actually did stop shots, he would be starting for Brazil.
Well, you also got Allison to consider that too. He's pretty good as
hence
well.
why he is the Victor Valdez. He is the Victor Valdez to Iker Casillas. He's the Iker Casillas for, you know.
Oh damn! This was going early 2000s.
Did Victor Valdez win a treble?
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
think
he did.
so.
He won the he won the sextuple. But the thing is, right? When he left Barcelona, he was a fish out of water. Like, he was out of his element.
Where did he go?
Man United.
Okay, that explains it.
He was the backup to David De Gea.
Oh, okay. That explains it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how's this for
no.
a prediction, dude? How's this for a prediction? Hold on. Goal. Kevin De Bruyne, goal and assist. Foden, banger outside the box.
Foden only has like what
Yeah.
one banger outside the box? Like, what,
no,
one?
dude. He bangs outside the box, dude. He's
yeah.
It was a good goal.
Come on,
Wait. Did he score that banger against Villa or Luton?
Wait, what?
Villa.
Phil Foden had a shot outside the box. He scored.
I
Was it against
don't
Luton?
remember.
Oh.
No, it wasn't Luton. Grealish scored against Luton.
Oh, well, could have been Villa.
Villa. I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't remember, but he did have like a shot that like was outside the box that did go in.
Yeah.
So
don't remember
put
what.
some
Don't
respect
remember
on my
what
man's
game it
name.
was.
But yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay, I see that. Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be so sharp, bro. This is gonna be the most neatest you've ever seen fucking city, bro. I feel it, bro.
We're torching the curse, dude.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. Like, I get it. Like, they're hungry, dog. They're thirsty. Like, all right, dog. Like, you're not at a club. Like, you're not at a club trying to like pick up women. Like, this is a Wendy's, sir. This is a Wendy's.
You best be on this podcast next week when we catch that dub.
Yeah,
best be on this here because you've been giving it pretty large, Cameron. You've been giving it pretty fucking large.
Yes.
And if you're giving it that large, you know there's gonna be a come down, and you best be here, definitely. Or else we'll be contenting the hell out of your ass.
You're super.
There will be a meme.
You've been supersizing this conversation for a little bit.
God damn it, you and your witty fucking comebacks.
Yeah, but no, dude, you will be memed. You will be turned to you. There will be content, and you will be tagged in it.
Especially if we get the fucking if we get the score right.
Yeah, we get the score right. Yo, you're coming back on this podcast. We will find you.
And I
ain't ducking.
If you win your 2-0, we'll put this highlight 2 up. How about that, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. You need to share it and you can shit on us.
But the thing
oh
is,
my god, dude.
Trust Ange.
If we lose 2-0, that'd be such a frustrating game. Dude,
why you even think like that? It's not gonna happen, dude.
Well,
it's not gonna happen.
You know, City fans, you know, you can't be totally assured, but like, you know, but like if that's a 2-0 game happens, that'd be so frustrating. I don't think it will be, but that'll be fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
And but you know, get that away from me now. Just all right. Now 3-1. 3-1.
3-1, baby. Let's get it.
You heard it here
first. Just the safe bet.
The Hollywood Kippax safe bet.
Say with chest, dude. Say with chest.
The Hollywood Kippax trade. It's trademarked.
There you go.
A trademark. A trademark. I mean, I understand the Kippax folklore. The Kippax
canon. The
Kippax canon. The Kippax phrasing and.
There you go.
Like, I know this. I'm
right.
also one of your top fans. So
that's true.
Yes, you are. That's true.
You know, I back you boys for success.
All hostility aside, right now, we do want to shout out Cameron on the podcast and as he was original supporter because guess what? We didn't even mention this at the beginning of the episode, but huge news. Guess what?
What's up, dude?
We just became the #1 Man City podcast on Instagram. And
Yeah, dude, the numbers are crazy right now, bro.
tasty right now. So,
Yeah,
that's just an opportunity, to shout out. You can follow us at Hollywood Kippax across all social media platforms. Hollywood Kippax spelled Kippax. People have been vibing with the podcast clips, with the memes, with the player edits, with the live streams on YouTube and IG.
the
They're vibing with
reactions.
the reactions. They're vibing with the kit giveaway, right? We're doing the Club
Yes,
World Cup kit giveaway that we've been doing monthly, and we also got some uh brand and company collaborations to give you guys some dope Man City merch
oh,
for the
that's right.
spring, right? We're
Yes,
we're lining those up. But if you're vibing with us, be sure to hit follow, click that little bell for the updates, and also leave
yes,
a 5-star rating. You can
yes.
follow us across all social media platforms at Hollywood Kippax, Kippax, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And one person I actually want to shout out is Danielle.
Hmm.
Um, Danielle just gave us a 5-star rating on Spotify and told us about it.
Hey, all right, awesome.
Yeah.
See, we told you guys. If you guys subscribe, you guys follow, leave us a comment, a 5-star review. We'll fucking give you guys a shout out on the podcast.
And tell us about it. We'll give you a shout out on the podcast about it. But shout out Danielle for leaving a 5-star review. So that makes us that we have 10 reviews.
Oh,
We need
nice, nice.
more than 5-star reviews that we get, the more that we get picked up by the algorithm
Yes,
and get to more City fans. But also, one thing that we haven't really publicized was that in November of 2023, we were ranked number 3 in the world for Man City podcasts on on FeedSpot.
nice.
Um, FeedSpot is, well, the best way I can explain it, it's like a content aggregator where it just picks up like, oh, 10 best of whatever, 10 best this, 10 best that. And it's like,
Yeah,
oh, 10 best, the 15 best Manchester City podcasts. We were ranked third. We were ranked behind 9320 podcasts. So shout out 9320 podcasts. I
nice.
do listen to them. I have a subscription to them. And then the official Man City podcast. So the actual Team Man City podcast, we were ranked third. So we're the number one United States Man City podcast on
God
Instagram
damn.
and number 3 in the world according to FeedSpot. But there's some other decent Man City podcasts we could shout out on this podcast.
Yes, of
One in
course.
particular I want to shout out is at Colby from Snobby Pod, that we got to have him on here eventually because been vibing with his content lately. And he is very knowledgeable. Snobby Pod is the Washington, D.C. based Man City podcast. And Colby's one of the hosts of it. And we'll have him on here pretty soon. So
Beautiful.
shout out Colby from Snobby Pod. And yeah, so you know, I'm at the end of my tether. I have said what I need to say. Will, is there anything else that you want to say before we signed off?
Yeah, dude, I just want to give you a shout out for the memes that we do and the clips, because I mean, before we would like post shit and it was like 16 views and we were frustrated because we were trying to figure all this shit out. And now we're looking like the reaction of Kevin De Bruyne winning the game, dude. That shit went like around a lot, bro. A
Yeah.
lot of people showed a lot of love and like a couple of people shared it, especially because we had Jason first time being a City fan, like getting into the EPL and seeing such a beautiful game. So, and then the hilarious shit that you do, bro. That fucking Eminem fucking that Eminem edit that you made, which was oh my god, dude, the 8 Mile
Basketball.
one, that shit's hilarious, bro. You know what I mean? So we'll continue with this. We're not always serious. There are a couple of humorous aspects, especially because we make funny videos. We have guys like Cameron come in and spit that talk, and he's on his shit, and it just makes me laugh because I'm like, damn, dude, this was really about it. You know what I mean? So just shout out to everybody, dude. You know what I mean? And I want to mention Cameron's Substack too.
Cameron has a
Yeah, dude.
Substack, and I actually, Cameron, you're going on Bit of Banter next month, right?
What?
Yeah, I'm going on when Tottenham play Chelsea, so I gotta
Ooh.
I gotta give George a piece of my mind. Um, you know, and well, they gave me a choice of like Brighton versus Tottenham or Chelsea versus Tottenham, but I could have done both, but
Good choice. Good
Chelsea and
choice.
Tottenham, that's
Good choice.
I need to Yeah, it's the natural choice.
And
So
those guys
George,
are so cool, bro. All of them, dude.
they
Yeah.
are. They're all good
Greg,
dudes.
George, and all of them, dude. They're all the homies. So shout out to a bit of banter.
Yeah. And I know you also might have connected with Shades of Blue because you were listening on the lit stream when I was on the lit stream,
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
I gate crashed.
he gate crashed, and I was I had a particularly good night. I was spitting fire with the FA Cup man,
Yeah, yeah,
unveiling,
yeah.
and Cameron. Someone chops in the chat, and it's like, oh yeah, his weakness is the imminent city injury crisis. And then it was like, oh, Cameron said that in the chat. I'm like, is Cameron really here, dude? And uh, then Cameron got his little moment there too on the lit stream.
Nice,
But
nice, nice.
he's always one to find a spot when he can get it. But
Yes.
there's also believe he has some ideas up his sleeve here eventually. So you might be getting a podcast from Cam eventually.
Oh,
Well,
nice. There you
right
go.
now, I'm kind of just getting back into the writing gig. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Alex had a conversation. I had a conversation with Alex a few nights ago, and he's like, "You kind of need to start getting back into this." And
Yeah.
so I, so my Substack, it's actually not about Tottenham.
Okay.
So I'm doing a Liga on Substack.
Okay.
So I am going to examine the world of the French league and try to beat back this Farmers League bullshit that
Yeah.
people like to throw around. But
Like
um,
Cristiano.
yeah, well, the Globe Soccer Awards was literally created by his agent. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
basically, it's kind of like remember that meme where it's like the guy who gets third place and starts getting fucking champagne out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's him right now. It's like, oh, I outscored animals like Holland. Like you're in the 60th best league in the world, dude. Like
Yeah, yeah.
but yet again, but it's just like so I'm examining a different world.
Hmm.
Um, so I'll talk about Tottenham on podcast, but with writing, I will talk about the world of French football.
Okay.
All right, you do you, boo boo. But you will tag Cameron here in the show notes, and so that you can get over and listen to what he has to say. And but it's been great, guys. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
banter aside, it's always a pleasure to have Cam on
Always.
the show and get together and do this. So, once again, you can follow us at Hollywood Kippax, KIPPAX, across all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Yep.
And this is a podcast that supports the best team in the land.
The best team in the world, man. Come
Come
on,
on,
City.
City. Come
Come
on, City.
on,
On
City.
City.
Come
Come
on,
You
on.
know.
Tottenham!
Come on.
Oh,
It's
come
gonna be
on, man.
biblical.
Come on, Cameron.
Come on. This Friday, FA Cup
You
fourth
think I wasn't
round.
gonna throw something in there?
Tot- Tottenham away.
Respectability
The
politics. I ain't doing
curse,
that.
the curse will be broken.
Yes, it
Tottenham's getting
will.
pumped. Let's
Uh,
go. Come
so
on,
pumped.
City.
Sir, this is an Arby's. Like, can
Yo,
we
who
tone
eats at
down?
Arby's?
It's going to be biblical, man.
Yo ass
No,
still eating Arby's.
remember when Arby's had the 5 for 5 beef and cheddars like back in 2005?
Oh,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
that was
those are
wow.
bomb.
That was bedlam, dude. That was biblical. That was
Great,
biblical.
great. Now I gotta eat.
All
All
right.
right, guys.
Good night. Cheers.
See you
Cheers.
next week.